Guys, welcome to another session of quadratic equations. So today we are going to be solving for x. Um, so we are going to be solving for x for each of these three equations, and then that's all for today. Yeah, you'll let me know how you found these three questions in the comments. So I'm gonna start with the first one. So this first one, to solve it, we'll have to get rid of the brackets first. So how will we get rid of the brackets? Firstly, we'll have to multiply this x by this x, then multiply the same x by the 2. And then for the next thing we'll have to do is to multiply this minus 3 by this x, and also the same minus 3 by this positive 2. So let's do that. Let's go for it. Let's see how it goes. I use my black pen again. So this would give us x squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6, which is equal to 6. So x squared plus what's here? If you say 2x minus 3x, that's going to give you a negative x. So we need to have a negative here. So this is going to give us negative x. So this is going to be negative x minus 6. So this is equal to 6. So x squared minus x minus 6. We take this 6 to the other side of the equation, the left hand side of the equation. We'll have this. So x squared minus x minus 12 is what we have now, being equal to 0. So now we have a quadratic equation. We can apply factorization. So if I can just have two brackets here, it's still equal to 0. I can put an x here, put an x here. Then now I need to find the factors of 12. That would give me minus 12 when I multiply them. That would give me minus 1 when I add them up, because the coefficient of this x here is minus 1. So how do you get that? So if you say 12 minus 1, this is a factor of 12. If you say 6 times 2, this is a factor of 12. If you say 3 times 4, this is a factor of 12. So you notice that if you look at this 3 and 12, 3 and 4, the difference between these two would give you a minus 1 if 4 is negative. So that means we have minus 4 here, and then we have a positive 1 here. Oh, sorry, it's not a 1, it's a 3, and a positive 3 here. So that's it. And can erase the factors of 12, continue solving for the equation. So this would give us x minus 4 being equal to 0, or x plus 3 equal to 0, which then would be x equal to 4, or x equal to minus 3. That's it. We are done with the first equation. So for the second equation, or rather second quadratic equation, we can take the x on our right hand side to the left hand side of the equation. Then we have this. So if we factor out x here, we remain with x minus 1, which is equal to 0. And then this would give us x equal to 0, or x minus 1 equal to 0. Therefore, the values of x for this quadratic equation are x equal to 0 or x equal to 1. You can try it out by inserting those values to see if the equation still holds. So we'll move on to the last equation. I'll just erase that so that I can continue from that I have here. So, so if you look at this one, I tried it and noticed that we couldn't factorize this one. So for this one, you have to use what we call the quadratic equation. So the quadratic equation is given by, maybe I can start here. For a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, the quadratic equation is x equal to minus b plus minus the root of b squared minus 4ac. All this divided by 2a. So this quadratic equation is valid for this quadratic. So the quadratic formula. This quadratic formula is valid for this quadratic equation. So this is the quadratic equation and this is the quadratic formula. So now for this quadratic equation here, we are going to have to use this quadratic formula to solve it. So if you look at that quadratic equation, or rather quadratic formula, sorry, I keep mixing this up. Your a is equal to 5 and your b is equal to 6 and your c is equal to minus 7. Please pay attention to this. It's very important that you notice that your c is minus 7, because if you make this mistake of making it a plus 7, you might fail to get your answer correctly. So to solve this one, we'll then have x equal to minus 6 plus minus the root of 6 squared minus 4 times 5 times minus 7. This divided by 2 times 7. So this is going to give you x equal to minus 6 plus minus the root of. So just want us to break this down step by step. So this is going to give you 36. And then this one here is going to give you, if you say 4 times 5 times 7, that will give you 20 times 7. That is going to give you 140. But that 140 is going to be positive because this is a minus 7, so we're going to have plus here. Then this is going to be over this, and should have actually just made that to be a 10, but I could leave it like that for some reason, because I know that's going to be at the end. So okay, this is going to be 10. So this x is then equal to minus 6 plus minus the root of 176 over 10. And then if you want to simplify this further, we can then say minus 6 plus minus the root of 16 times 11 over 10. So we can continue this side and say this is going to give you x equal to minus 6 plus minus the root of 16 times the root of 11 divided by 10. So you don't have to go this route. I'm just doing this so that you can learn to solve these even without your calculator. This is going to be minus 6 plus minus the root of 16 is 4, then root 11 over 10. So then this is going to give you what? This would give you, if I can just move on to the right hand side of the page, this would give you, I'm just gonna continue this side, sorry. So this would give you x equal to minus 6 plus minus 4, oh sorry, actually we can just move on to the next step. So the next step here, if we look at this, we can just factor out 2 because 2 is a common factor here for 6, 4 and 10, and those can cancel out on the numerator and denominator, so we can end up with minus 3 plus minus 2 root of 11 over 5, because we've already cancelled out the common factor from the numerator and the denominator. So if you want to write it, you can also say this plus 2 root 11 over 5, or x equal to, can just say minus 3 here, and then we still have a plus 2 root 11 over 5. So this is how you can also leave it, but you didn't have to go all this long way of trying to calculate it with your head. You can just use your calculator to get there. But it was very key in this question for us to notice that we had to use the quadratic equation. We had to use this, quadratic formula. We had to use this quadratic formula. So we had to use this quadratic formula. This quadratic formula is derived from this quadratic equation. So this is the quadratic equation. This is the quadratic equation. So it's very important to notice when you get such questions that when you struggle to factorize it, you must then try to use the quadratic formula. So we have come to the end of the session. So let me know in the comments how you found this video. I hope it was helpful. Bye.